is up, guys? This is Induced Rhino here, back for another commentary in Forza Horizon 3. So yeah, how long ago was it when I posted my last one? The Myers Manx? Yeah, it has been a while, but I have got a few more commentaries already recorded for you guys, so there will be more coming soon. And I know it's been this latest car pack came out almost a week ago, but better late than never, I guess. So now let's start off with our first ever car pack commentary. Because we forgot to do one last month because I just didn't bother because I went to the Bathurst 1000, so sorry about that. Alright, so what we have here is the 1999 Mazda Savanna RX-7, one of the new cars which has a built-in drift kit. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it to that drift kit, so a very quick build, as well as the, where is it? The 1998 Nissan Silvia case AERO, which also has one. So what we're going to do is we're going to give a drift kit build to both of them, and compare them, see how well they drift, which one's better. So yeah, this is just going to be a quick upgrade, so no tuning or anything like that, which I'm kind of happy about, to be honest. Alright, so we're going to start in the RX-7 today, just because, well, it should be the car its turn, because I made a test drive video of the Silvia, whereas this car didn't get one, so I feel that it should go first, just to be fair. Alright, so looking at it, it's not as good as the Silvia. I've seen the Silvia one. You just get like all the stock drift parts, stock wing. Alright, so let's buy it. So you just get the stock drift wing, front bumper, and anti-roll bars, whereas the Silvia has unique parts from an actual drift company. Alright, so usually it takes a bit longer to load. Alright, so looking at the interior, it's decent for its year. It's fine. So yeah, I don't know which RX-7 I like better. This one, the ones made between 1985 and the early 90s, or the ones made in the late 90s. And already this thing really wants to drift. Already I can start feeling that this is going to be a fun drifter. Though at the moment I'm just thinking maybe Service Paradise is the wrong place to do it. Service Paradise is an okay spot to drift, and I really like it. First city in Forza Horizon, and very beautiful. And I actually live an hour away from it in real life. But I just don't think it's as the best drifting spot. Like, there are better drift spots in the Yarra Valley and Outback and Byron Bay. So like, yeah, let's just go through this drift zone. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this drift zone. There are only 2 corners. So yeah, and I just lost those drift points, crashing into that red X5. Alright, so yeah, what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna fast travel to one of my favorite drift zones in the Outback. Yep, so where is it? Yep, it's right there. But we should start somewhere else. As well as drifting in a drift zone, we should get some other corners to make it to that drift zone. So yeah, let's start there. So we have some corners to drift through on the way to the drift zone, so that we're just not going through the same drift zone over and over again, because that would be a bit boring. Yeah, and I feel I should also take it to another one of my favorite drift zones in Byron Bay. Alright, so let's start. I've never actually done this drift route, to be honest. Not too good of a start there. Yeah, there are some times where I'm not the best at controlling drifts, like in terms of keeping on the road. But you start to get used to it. You really do. Oh, I just did it again, guys. The weird thing is once you get used to one drift car, you get into another one, it takes a bit of time to get used to that one, then when you go back into the other one, it takes like a couple, like when I say get used to, I mean like only 2 minutes of drifting to get used to. And if you get into another drift car, it's just the same thing. And if you get back into that drift car, it's the same thing again. But it is totally worth it. So I'm sort of starting to get there. No, not really. So yeah, we gotta take that corner, that next corner. I was just checking. Because like I said, I've never taken this route before. Also, quick shout out, I've never done this in a while. I'd like to give a shout out to a few guys. First, now let's just go through this drift zone first. Okay. We've just reached the drift zone. Let's see how well we can do around this massive corner. Oh. Whoa. Oh my goodness. This thing is awesome. This is why Japan's the home of drifting. Which I have a great feeling is going to be just as good as the Silvia. Just because it looks better. And maybe will be better. So yeah, in terms of the shouts, I like to give out the shout to 3 guys. TrisGV, good friend of mine, he's actually the one who inspired me to make the test drive videos. So, check out his channel. Where have you been, TrisGV? You haven't made a video in a while. 6 months? I'd also like to give another one to Nitro Red Ferrari Gaming, a British Forza YouTuber. He's really good, I think. He's a more younger YouTuber, but I like him. I kind of like his videos. And he's not like me, where I've got all these other games to play and sometimes don't have a lot of time to play Forza. So he's more experienced than me, I must say. Yeah, and also to another guy named Xenon, who I'm actually friends with in real life, who doesn't do Forza and also hasn't made a video in a couple of months. But he's still very funny, so go subscribe to all those YouTubers. I'll leave a link in the description for all of them down below. Alright, so here we are in another one of my favourite drift spots in Byron Bay. No, not that corner. Even despite that sharp corner, I managed to handle that decently. I still can't get over how well this car drifts and how well that rotary sounds. Especially when in cockpit view. Yeah, just like the one in the Outback, this is another massive corner which you could get a lot of drift points around if that had been a drift zone. But the drift zone actually starts here. I don't know what I could say. I don't know if I should say I kind of wish it started at that other corner, but I'm still grateful. It's a really good drift zone. And it, actually, yeah, this drift zone is fine just the way it is, or else if they had have started it from that big corner, it would have been too long. Okay, so usually I go through that again, and then after I go through it the second time, usually I do that slightly better, and drift a bit further in some more of the corners further up, instead of turning right into that other corner. Yeah, I just love the sound of it inside. It really reminds me of a V8 supercar with a V8 rotary. Nah, there's no such thing. I don't know much about rotaries. My dad does. When he was younger, he had a Mazda RX-4. I really want them to add that car. They added the RX-3 to Forza Motorsport 6, which he also owned, but didn't like as much as the RX-4. But I really want to see the RX-4. That'll be awesome to drift. That's probably one of my most anticipated cars to be released in any car pack. There's also the BMW i8 and the what is it?
You have arrived at your
The
destination.
Yuga, and the Hummer H2. Yeah, I know those are weird cars. I just can't think of that many more. The Yuga is one of the worst cars, but worst cars in the world. But can you make it better than what it is in this game? Like the Reliant Robin, I know you can't. You can't really upgrade it unless you put stabilizers at the front, or else it's just gonna roll. But I never upgrade the Reliant Robin. I just keep it in its stock. Alright, nice drift corner. So now we're gonna get out of this car and move on to the next car in this pack, which I have a feeling is gonna be just as awesome. And I'll see you in the garage. Alright, so here it is. The 1998 Nissan Silvia K's AERO. So I really I really thought the RX-7 was a very good drifter. I just can't imagine this being better. That's how much I really liked it. So yeah, I did do a test drive on this car, and I was nearly gonna just do a drift video on the RX-7, but I decided, yeah, why not? Because they both have their own drift build kits, and I also did a drift build on the other Silvia. This is different to the Club K's. This is the K's AERO. This is the Club K's, which I have a drift build on. And yes, this design is also available. If you want to get it. And the tune was made by a friend of mine. Yeah, but will this be any better than that? And I have a feeling, yes, it will be. Yeah, just look at that. When you look at it, it just turns from a Nissan to a Lancia. When you look at the front, it just looks like a Lancia. It really does. But Lancias were good for the rally cars. The Nissans were good for the drifting. Or, well, a lot of Japanese cars are good for the drifting. Drifting is home to Japan. And yeah, instead of just the stock Forza drift parts, you get the drift parts from a company called Rocket Bunny. Alright, so yeah, this was actually cheaper than the RX-7s, so that could be a bit of a down. This might mean that the RX-7 could be better, I don't know. Could mean that this drift kit I think, looks better than the RX-7, but doesn't mean it'll be better. Yeah, we don't have that rotary engine, which is a little bit disappointing, because I was sort of expecting a rotary, because the Club K's has one, but this doesn't. I don't know much about the Silvia, to be honest, but now I'm a fan of the Silvia, thanks to this game, because I was never a big fan of the Club K's in Forza Horizon 2, because the drifting physics just didn't feel as good in the game, and it was one of those with the car. All I did with it was give it a speed build. But now, thanks to the new drifting physics in the game, I now am in love with drifting. I've always liked drifting in Forza Horizon 2, don't get me wrong, but now I love it. I love it. I used to like it, but now I love it. Stuff that up. Sorry, I just gotta go back, guys. This is embarrassing. I think I should have rewinded a little more. Actually, no, we're okay. We just didn't get any drifting. Alright, so I can definitely note the differences between this and the RX-7. So the RX-7 is slightly easier to get the wheel drifting, but this one, once you do get it drifting, it feels just as controllable as drifting the RX-7, or maybe slightly more, because when we started drifting the RX-7 we got out of the road a little bit, and we just did it there, right after I said it. But yeah, still, if you know what I mean. This car, like, the RX-7 felt a little bit easier to get the wheel to turn the wheel, because it was easy to do that. But this one feels like when you do turn the wheel, it does a great job at sustaining the drift. The wheels do a great job at sustaining it. It really does. Like, so far, both these two cars are awesome. Well done, Forza, for giving us 2 drift cars. Yeah, I'm also thinking of doing one of these on a rally build for the little hatchback, the Talbot Sunbeam Lotus. Yeah, so will it be just as great as these, or will it be disappointing just like how it looks? Because yeah, it does look a little bit ugly, I will admit. But yeah, okay, we did better at that drift zone. That's good. Let's keep drifting around these roads a little bit. Why not? And we just got off road. Yeah, it's just as easy to handle the drift as the RX-7, or maybe a tiny bit easier, because I'm not saying you really got to concentrate when you're drifting in the RX-7, but you still can't be a noob, not to be rude. Whereas this one has a little bit less of that. It's a bit hard to explain. In other words, the RX-7 is not hard to drift. It's not hard to keep the drift going, but I also wouldn't call it easy. So it's decent. I wouldn't call it very easy, and I wouldn't call it a little bit hard. In between very easy and a little bit hard it is. No, in between very easy and medium. This one is easy. Not very easy, as I just showed, but easy. They both have all different ups. Like, one looks better, one drifts easier, and yeah, one's cheaper. So before we end this video, we're just gonna go back to our spot in the Outback. So where was it? It was right there. Alright, do that. Go back to the Outback Drift Zone, which was the spot that impressed me with the RX-7. First corner. Yeah, that was the corner where we went off the road a bit. Not this time. It's staying more in the middle, which is good, which proves my point to why, and we just crashed, which is why this could be like, slightly easier to keep the drift going, though the RX-7 is slightly easier to start the drift. Nice. Not trying to brag. I'm sure, I really don't know if it's like, the driving physics definitely feel different in this than Forza Horizon 2, because after playing, I had to go at Forza Horizon 2 after playing this, and it was harder to drift. But I still don't know if, like, anyone new to this Forza Horizon series would be able to drift. Well, of course they'd be able to drift, but would they be able to drift, this well? I don't want to say, I hesitate when saying that because I don't want to sound like a show-off. I just feel, is it because it's easy to drift, or what? I really don't know. Either way, it's still very fun. See, the wheel's still going. The wheel can move further. Let's see how we go when going around this corner. Whoa, we're still going. Holy dooly. I thought the RX-7 did very well there, but this just went awesome around there. Not so great around that corner though. Not only did it keep the wheel the whole time, but we were able to stay in the right spot, right in the middle. And look, I just got a new PB. 3 stars.
If these stunts don't kill
Yay!
you, all the adoring fans will.
It's probably the second time I've ever got 3 stars in a drift zone. Because I think I also got 3 stars in the Byron Bay, I'm not sure. Like, maybe even one of yous could remind me from maybe seeing it in the video. So, yeah, let's just go around it one more time the other way, because it's better, because when doing this in another car that was not in a drift build, well, the 2016 Dodge Viper ACR, in fact, it did not bad around the way we just came, but this way, it didn't do so good. Or was it the 2016 Viper, or was it the BMW M4 GTS? Yeah, at the moment, the M4 GTS, after driving these cars, is probably my least favourite car in the pack so far. But yeah, now it's time to pick a winner out of these 2 awesome Japanese drift cars. And I don't think we have a winner at the moment. I might update you guys if I, like, start falling in love with one just a little bit more than the other, but like I said earlier, they all have their own ups. One looks slightly better, though one sounds slightly better. Yeah, the Silvia looks slightly better, the RX-7 sounds slightly better. The RX-7 is easier to start drift, and the Silvia is easier to keep the drift going. So, I guess it's almost a tie at the moment, like I said. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up the video, guys. So, if you liked it, give it a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Maybe suggest more video ideas. I got a new series coming up of a new drift build series, which was sort of inspired by Red Nitro Ferrari Gaming. Don't forget to subscribe to him, and also TrisGB and Xenon, or the Gaming Bomb. Those links will be in the description down below. And don't forget to subscribe to me, and thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.